Aloha. I am so sorry that it has been months since my last video. I don't even remember if I was calling it Sit Down Sunday or Sunday Sit Down. That's how long it's been. But anyway, I am feeling super motivated to make this video today because Kara and I just got back from an amazing weekend at the TAP Southern Regional Military Survivor Seminar and Good Grief Camp up in Dallas this weekend. 2 years ago today, actually, we went to our first one up in Fort Hood, and I remember being so scared and so sad and just I wasn't ready for it for myself, or didn't feel ready myself, but I knew Kara needed it. So I had signed her up a couple of weeks after Daniel died, knowing that we were going to be in Texas at that point, and drove up from San Antonio to Fort Hood, checked in, walked over to the Good Grief Camp to check Kara into Good Grief Camp, turned around, started walking right back to the car to drive to my hotel room and cry. And this amazing woman saw me, said, "I know exactly what you're doing. You need to stay here and sit with me, or just stay with me right here." I'm like, "Okay, thank you, Julie," because if it wasn't for you making me stay there, I would not have met such amazing women that I consider my family, you included. Um, so yeah, that was such a wonderful experience that we went again in May to the national seminar, and I haven't been back since then. So this was our first one in almost 2 years that we've been to, and today's the anniversary of us going for the first time. And then we came home from this one today. The seminar was wonderful. It was really great. I got to see some old friends. I got to make some new friends. I learned so much in the classes. I learned that I am a lot farther along in my journey than I thought I was. I didn't think I had gotten very far progress-wise, but I have, and I'm really proud of that. I took lots of notes. There's back and front with this one. It was awesome. The first one that I went to was The Body and Mind on Grief with Miss Emily as the presenter. I learned a lot about things that I thought were making me crazy, or things that I didn't realize what was going on with me, and now I know it was because I was going through grief. I was just not in my right mind. I was in my grief mind, my widow brain, whatever you want to call it. I was just not me. And I did I put up with a lot of things that I wouldn't have under normal circumstances, but I just wasn't myself, and that's okay. I'm giving myself grace, letting that go. After lunch, which was delicious, I went to with my friend Cassie, Ideal versus the Possible Expectations and Grief with Miss Renee, and that was so much fun. We did like a little art therapy project. I'm not going to go too far into it, but it was like blackout poetry, where we took out pages from, like, we didn't even look at the page. We just ripped out a random page and read the page and just circled words that fit. So this one I did, this was like my marriage before the death, and words that fit that for me. This entire page was like the event, his death, his suicide. And then how that brought me down to here, where I'm just trying to recover, but it's a complete mess. I have no idea what's going on down here. I just kind of, threw random words from random pages onto it. But I also had some stickers. So, cherish yesterday, change your thoughts, and you change your world. So that was a lot of fun to do. I'm going to start incorporating that with Kara for some of our personal art therapy at home, because we like doing a lot of art therapy at home. And then we also were challenged to do this, where we had to write 3 things about ourselves and look at them every day. Like, basically the things that our person would be saying to us that we don't have anymore. These are not things that he ever said to me, but they're things that I believe about myself, so I'm working with that and moving forward. I am loved, I am hardworking, and I am kind, and that is what I'm sticking with. We were challenged to look at it every day for the next month, and just kind of keep believing that. That was awesome. What else? We had a really fun dinner. The kids were singing and dancing on stage. The food was delicious. Thank you, HEB. This morning, there was a really awesome session also. I think I wrote some notes on there, but a lot of the things that were said that I took notes on, it wasn't just about how to get better, how to continue to heal, but things to inspire me to keep going. Like, everything you're feeling is real. Everything your body is doing is trying to save your life. When you feel anxious, you should bring your body in. It'll help you feel safer and lower your anxiety. We discussed fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. You're allowed to be angry about what you're angry about. Don't waste the stress response on things that don't need it. Cracks in your foundation are not your fault. I love that. I love that so much because I did not feel that way before, but it's so true. Cracks in your foundation are not your fault. It's okay to want to protect yourself and, heal and just be alone and process, but it's bad when your fortress is your prison. When you're avoiding joy, you're too frozen. You're still allowed to be happy. You don't have to be sad forever. And I think one of the things that was said was, if you're feeling guilty, what do we do with the guilty? We punish them. Well, even those who are found guilty, there's like an end to their sentence. So if you are going to punish yourself because you're feeling guilty for something, make sure there is an end to that sentence. Don't punish yourself indefinitely. Let's see. We need purpose, safety, and people. Sometimes it's good to chant if you can't just like breathe. Even if the example she used was, I like Oreos. I like Oreos. And someone shouted out, but then I'm going to want to eat Oreos all the time. Which I'm okay with, but I get that that's not the best thing to do. Making your body match your brain brings it into congruity. So just random things that I wrote down. We can't take it back, but we can forgive ourselves and we can forgive them for being human. It was just a moment. It isn't defined by just that one moment. Okay, I guess I wasn't planning on reading all of this. I was just like going to show you guys some of the things, but then I got a little carried away. Basically, I loved being at TAPS this weekend because I got to talk to a lot of people who understood me, made me feel like I wasn't alone again, because I feel alone a lot. And it was really nice to just be surrounded by love and hugs and people who get you, and I miss that. I want to keep going back to that as much as I can, just school permitting. I did make it back in time to get Kara to the birthday party that she wanted to go to, and then I finished all of my algebra homework for today, so I'm excited about that. My final is this week. This is my last week of algebra and transitioning into nursing. Next, I have a presentation on Wednesday, and then my final due. And then next week, the 2nd, I start more classes. We have another session starting up, so that's exciting. Things are going really well. I'm really happy. Kara had a great time at Good Grief Camp. Her mentor, Jim, he was really nice, and she had wonderful things to say about him. She really loved making new friends and seeing friends from 2 years ago. We took pictures to compare not just Kara from 2 years ago and today, but like her with her friends from 2 years ago and them today. When they saw their picture, they were like, oh my God, we were so tiny. And I can't believe how much they've changed and how much we've all grown. It's really great. I had a great time spending just this weekend with people who get me and who love me and who I love. It was wonderful. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend, and I will do my best to not go 2 months again without speaking here, okay? Love y'all. Bye.